Yep.
Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Everyone understands the need for change in the abstract, but on the day-to-day level, people are creatures of habit. Too much innovation is traumatic and will lead to revolt. If you are new to a position of power or an outsider trying to build a power base, make a show of respecting the old way of doing things. If change is necessary, make it feel like a gentle improvement on the past.
Absolute. Change is necessary. Change is inevitable. We all evolve. We all grow. But it, like you said, an abrupt change is something that it's something that'll cause more problems. It'll cause more harm than it will good, because people are stuck in their ways. It's like human nature. People they have a routine about things that they do, and if you disrupt that, now you have a better chance of creating enemies. You have a better chance of not achieving the goal that you're trying to achieve, because people don't adapt well to change.
Right.
You know, for a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors that come into play with that, because people fear change. You know, a lot of people are stuck in their ways. They're stuck in, whatever they're
Creatures
doing.
of habit.
They think they're creatures of habit. They think that's right, and they think that's the only way. So, yeah.
What they said too much change is considered as a threat, and it made me think of, what's that saying? It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about that, because you could say the same thing two different ways, and it can be, received onto two different type of ways. But if you saying the same thing, but dressed it up a little bit different, and you still end up getting the outcome, then, it won't seem like it's too much. And they said you got to pay, I guess, homage to the old ways of how they do things, So like I said, that's what made me think about, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. You say the right things and you got open sesame. It won't seem so much of an abrasive type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here I go again, talking about The Wire. See, the thing about the old days is they the old days. Slim Charles. Change is necessary, but that shit is painful as fuck.
It is. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable.
And I just said that one part because Bodie was on the corner tripping about how things are now. He went from being on the west side with the Barksdales who ran everything to now in this new era that he was finding himself in, on the corner pretty much by himself, and having to adapt to the new warlord in Marlowe, so to speak, the new shot caller. And just reading that, it made me think about policies and procedures. We don't all had to work at jobs where they done hit you super quick over the head with some new policies and new procedures, and you like, yo, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all just really came and disrupted the whole workflow and everything that we had going with these new reforms. And like y'all already both mentioned, we creatures of habit. So when you breaking up that habit, you're gonna be hit with resistance. You most definitely gonna be hit with resistance.
Right up.
But I think this, and G had mentioned it, we mentioned it off camera, how 45 and 43 go together. Because if you want something to change, and as I mentioned it in the book, it got to be gradual and it got to be over time. You got to work on the hearts and you got to work on the minds of people and be persuasive with that change instead of forcing that change. Because when it's forced, like I said, it's going to be met with resistance. But if it's gradual and it's over time, it's not going to seem like you changing too much. It's going to seem like, as it said in the judgment, an improvement. Have y'all been in the position where you were preaching the need for change to somebody else and you tried to reform too much at once and it put a strain on the relationship?
Sure.
Oh yeah, that happened all the time. Until you
I think that's
fix the approach. My bad. You go ahead.
No. Yeah. It brought me back to Law 38. Think as you like, but don't offend others. Because people tend to get offended. That's what I'm saying. You'll create an enemy when you're preaching change and you're trying to get people to conform to a way that might be better. You know, it might be it very well could be better, but not for them in the space that they're in. Because everybody learns differently. Everybody. I go back to healing. Like I don't think there's a timetable on healing.
It's not.
So it's hard. Like when people pass away or when people are dealing with issues of the heart and the mind, they're in different spaces. So it's hard to tell somebody, oh, get over it. You know what I mean? Or, oh, that's not the right way. Because now it's like, if that's the only way that they know, it's like you disrespecting their foundation. You know? So it's you have to tread lightly. You definitely have to tread lightly and be very, very gradual with change and be respectful of or not even respectful. Well, yeah, respectful, but be mindful. Be mindful of the resistance to change.
Word. It's more than one way to skin a cat. It's not a one size fit all thing with change. So you got to be able to plan that out and see the foresight of what you want the end goal to be, and then, you know, push and pride towards that way. Versus just saying this is how it's gonna go and this is what it's gonna be. Then everybody gonna be tripping. No force, flow, all flow.
I'm sure y'all have too. Can y'all think back to a time where somebody was preaching the need for you to change something about you? And looking back now with hindsight, were they right with what they were preaching? And at the time you met them with resistance because you didn't think anything was wrong with how you were. But looking back, you could see where, yeah, I really did need to change that.
Of course.
But delivered to you incorrectly.
Of course. Which bring it back to what I said. It's not what you say, but how you say it. You know what I mean? Shit, the perfect information can fall on you at the wrong time. But if you're not, you know what I'm saying? If it's not delivered right, presented right, anything, it's not gonna work. But if it's, you know, broken down and stepped out, like, oh, okay, boom, then yeah, it's more so like, oh, okay, oh, I get what you're saying, or whatever the situation may be. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, it happens, man. When people want to hold you accountable, you know, that's what happens.
Is it holding you accountable though, or is it trying to hold something over you?
When it's time for you to evolve, it happens all the time.
What was one of the main takeaways y'all took from this one?
It's never by force. It got to be a flow to things. Got to be a flow in the plan. Like the overall theme of the book, it got to be a flow in the plan.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say the same thing. It has to be you have to have a plan in moving forward that doesn't make people feel like they're being forced to do it. You can't, because you can't, when you try to force something, it never works out. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's shit in science, whether it's whatever, you forcing it, it never works out. It always ends bad. And there's natural order in everything.
Mm-hmm.
You disrupt the natural order of things when you force it, when you force situations, when you force an agenda. It turns into war. It turns into resistance.
Right.
Conflict, unwanted conflict, or conflict that could be avoided if you come at it the right way.
Yeah, I'm with both of y'all. I think it's important to be mindful that in placing a new procedure, you have to allow people a chance to process and be patient in that process.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big word, process, for sure. Because it's a process to everything.
Like, it was a lot of good stuff in the book, especially with Mal and how he did. But listening to y'all talk and looking at my notes, you gotta it's gotta be some type of patience in that process. Because if it's impatient, it's forceful, and you're gonna get more friction in forcing something. Keyword or keywords, phrase.
I have a progressiveness.
That's a good one.
Shepard. I'm gonna go with Shepard on this one.
You said Shepard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that one too.
I had discreet. Yeah, I had discreet on this one. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. So yeah, man, that's Law 45 for y'all. Preach the need to change, but never reform too much at once. So y'all know what to do out there. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Get at us.
Meet us in the comments.
What that man said. But you already know what's good. Blessings.
Love.
Peace.